Hey guys, this is Keith with Spreadsheet Sports again, bringing you tonight's top value plays on FanDuel and DraftKings. And tonight we are going to be talking a lot about players that are undervalued and in good spots, in my opinion. And one of the biggest reasons for that is obviously we have some higher price pitchers of the night, and we have some higher price hitters that we're going to want to fit in our lineups to make sure that we have enough exposure to those power bats that we can use in order to take down these big GPPs and qualifiers that are tonight. So with that, let's hit right to it. The first one I'm going to talk about is Gregory Polanco. Polanco is actually one of the best value plays of the night because he's 2,300 on FanDuel. He's still only 3,700 on DraftKings, but the great part about it is that his lineup position is right there at the top. He's been one of the catalysts of that lineup since Josh Harrison went down, and with no Harrison, no Marte, he's been producing, and he has been doing very, very, very well lately. I keep plugging him into lineups. He keeps producing. He can get you points in a lot of different ways. And with the bigger bats behind him, I not only will be using him in GPPs as part of Pirate stacks, but as value options in order to fit some of these bigger bats in my lineup. That way, I don't take up a lot of salary, and I can still get a lot of production. At 2,300 and 3,700, he doesn't need to do a lot in order to pay off the salary, and I believe he's going to be one of the higher owned value plays of the night just because of his price tag and where he hits in the lineup. So the next one I've got is John Jaso. If you listen to the podcast this morning, you know I really, really like geez Louise, I just forgot. Oh, Yasmani Grandal, sorry. And I still really do. The reason that John Jaso's on this list is because of the fact that he will be lower owned going into Toronto, facing Drew Hutchinson, who actually pitches a lot better in the Rogers Center. It is one of those plays that you kind of got to take into consideration because of his lineup position and because of the ballpark and because it's a higher total of the day. Then you can really take advantage of getting a catcher at 3,000 or below, hitting in a premier lineup spot and in a premier ballpark with a higher run total. So normally the Rays struggle against right-handers, but ever since James Loney and John Jaso returned to the lineup, they've been doing a lot better. So that is a good thing. 3,000, you could do worse at catcher, but he will be my top GPP value catcher of the night. So the last one is kind of a twofer. It's Matt Kemp and Justin Upton. I know Justin Upton's higher priced, but his whatever I say about Matt Kemp is more than likely going to go same along with Justin Upton. The reason is because those two guys right there have absolutely owned Jorge De La Rosa over the course of their career, and it's not a smaller sample size either. The best part about it is that it's because it's not going to be in Denver. They're going to go overlooked because they normally typically struggle. So they're going to be lower owned. It's going to be awesome to be able to get these guys at, I believe, under 10% ownership. And it's going to help you at, especially Matt Kemp with a lower price tag. It's going to help you put in those bigger bats like Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, Todd Frazier, and possibly even Paul Goldschmidt. So I love Matt Kemp in this spot. I'm not sure if the Padres are going to win or not, but I do really like Matt Kemp in this spot. So that game is absolutely loaded with BVP specials. If you take a look at the numbers, you've got a lot of different options, and I'll talk about a couple more here in just a second. The great part about what I like about DFS, especially with nights like tonight, is since there's no really, really high-priced pitcher that is just absolutely just overpriced. And what I mean by that is 11, 11.5K, 12, 12.5K, like we've seen some of these guys like Kershaw and Scherzer. You can differentiate your lineup in a lot of different ways. I believe we're going to see kind of sporadic ownership as far as the pitchers are concerned. It's going to be one of those nights that you have to nail your pitching, because there could be one or two of those dominant performances by guys that are 7K or below, and that salary relief would allow you to load up on bigger bats. And as long as you hit that right combination of bats, you could be in for a huge night. So a couple of those bats that I will be looking towards are off of my hometown Rockies. Carlos Gonzalez and Nolan Arenado are two of my top plays at their positions tonight. And the reason for that is they have absolutely dominated James Shields. I don't care about the park shift. Petco's actually been playing a lot smaller than what it normally does. But, and yes, they both have big strikeout potentials. They could go 0 for 4 with their strikeouts, both of them. But they both have hit James Shields very, very well over the course of their careers. And I kind of look forward to, I look towards that happening again tonight. So another one I'm going to be, one of the guys I'm going to be fading, and that's just because his price tag is absolutely climbed up, has been David Ortiz. I know he's in a good spot tonight against CJ Wilson, even though it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup, but he's 1 for 20 against him. So I will be fading David Ortiz tonight. It won't be something I'm looking forward to or looking towards as far as rostering him, but it will be that will be a game I look towards for some extra value and some other plays that could end up filling out my lineup. So, guys, good luck tonight. I hope you take down a GPP. If I'm not the one that's doing it, and if you end up hitting one, then let us know, and we'll take a look at your lineup and see what I think about it and how everything is going. So for Spreadsheet Sports, this is Keith, Boomer's daddy. Basically, good luck.